purple smoke was everywhere.
Number 9.
All the ducks were inside out.
I was saving a bunch of weeble wobbles in a medieval castle.
I think dreams are kind of emotion-based. Like, I think it's something that comes from like the feelings that you've had that day.
The mindset and attitude you have going to bed is definitely going to affect how you dream.
A lot of times before I go to bed, if I watch a movie, I'll have a dream probably related to that.
All dreams come from background processing, which is occurring all the time. The brain is modeling life when we're awake and when we're asleep. Dreams are modeling of life. And when we're awake, we take external information, we build them into the model, we construct reality. When we're asleep, the reality really is not related to external events, but past events in as far as memories being stored, allocated, and parsed.
Well, in this one dream, there was like a lot of traveling in my dream, and I ended up taking this elevator, and it was from my grandma's house, and all of a sudden we were like on the bottom floor of her house trying to go up one floor, and we ended up in a Swedish airport somehow. And so we're like running around trying to get tickets to go fly back home, because what the hell are we doing in Sweden? And my grandma's trying to find tickets, and I'm walking around, and the airport has like these really big, it's just kind of just glass walls, like glass panels and windows everywhere, so I could see out around every direction. And it was like the whole place was just floating in the middle of the ocean, because everywhere I looked it was just water, there was no land. And but the water, it was purple, it wasn't like just regular ocean water. And like, so all of a sudden we start floating over it, and it was like these big wisps of like purple smoke, and it looked like fire, like flames, but it wasn't dangerous, and it didn't, like, I wasn't afraid of getting hurt. It was just these big purple flames that we were floating through.
Yeah, I have crazy dreams sometimes. Like the other night, I had this dream where I was in like a medieval castle, like huge medieval castle, and I was no one in particular, but all these people in this like castle, I guess they like lived in the castle, were being oppressed by like this like king kind of guy, and basically I like fought him and like all his henchmen and shit, and like I don't know, I like killed him off, and I was the hero and stuff. But like the people weren't people in the dreams, they looked like those little like the Weeble Wobbles, you know what I'm talking about, like in like TV.
You say you have dreams that make no sense. Now think about that question. They make no sense. The sense, if at all, that is occurring is because you're attempting afterwards with all these symbols, emotional reactions, images, to make sense out of what is really a amalgam, a milieu of past events and current events being processed.
Yeah, I have some weird dreams. One of my most fondest dream memories, I don't really remember so many dreams from like a long time ago, but one I really remember is this duck dream where I was at a pond and I was feeding ducks bread for like 3 hours and just like feeding them, and like went home that night. It's like in my backyard, and all the ducks must have followed me home, but the ducks were inside out. Like they had no feathers, no skin, and they're just like bones and muscle, and they're all bloody, and they're like just following me around my house. And I remember just hiding in a trash can to get away from them.
Those images that you think are weird are just your conscious attempt to put order into these images, which are the residue of both creating a model and storing of memories, and also allocating information or coordinating information between the two hemispheres of the brain. It would seem that recurring dreams might be a classically conditioned, basically a learned habit. This is a strong emotional response, you have it. You could be an individual who is slightly phobic. The recurring dream would then reflect a conscious feeling.
I've had dreams where my teeth have fallen out a lot, actually, recently. I think that has to do specifically, though, to get a little personal, is I actually have like a tooth that's like it's not loose, but there's like not much gum there right now, and I dream about losing that all the time. It's sort of like almost in a weird way, like a fear coming true.
I've had dreams where like my tooth would become like loose, or I would have a bunch of teeth that would be loose, and it would scare me in my dream because I knew that like it might hurt if it fell out, or like I couldn't get it back in.
You have Albert Ellis, the great cognitive behavioral therapist and theorist, said that you cannot separate out thinking, feeling, emoting together. So the recurring dream is going to be that emotional or cognitive salient event for you that's going to be represented in the dream because you're thinking a lot when you're awake.
I don't know if I was secretly afraid of ducks when I was a kid because I liked to feed them, but I definitely I think after I had that dream I was more turned off to the ducks.
I remember when I was little and my teeth used to get loose, it always scared me so much because I didn't want it to hurt when they fell out.
Some people remember very few dreams. And those that remember a lot of dreams probably have greater episodic memory, autobiographical memory. People who tend not to remember dreams at all probably have less so. So you're the person who remembers dreams a lot. It's a good sign that you're very aware of your life, of living your life.
I usually when I sleep I'll have like a lot of little dreams. I'll have like maybe 6 or 7 small dreams that but I don't remember all of them. Like I'll remember bits and pieces of them.
The dreams are there. I know I dreamed. I remember dreaming. I remember being in the dream, but I don't remember all the parts of the dream.
I remember my dreams almost I'm going to say 80% of the time. I think dreams come from a number of different sources depending on how deep your sleep is.
I don't know. I really don't know why I would dream it. It's crazy.
Dreaming has a purpose because when they have rats run mazes with EEGs and then they go to sleep, the EEG patterns are almost identical to running the maze, except that when they're in REM versus delta sleep, one is the pattern of when they're running the maze, and one would be what you'd expect if the rat were attempting new strategies to run the maze. So it seems, in answering the question why we dream, it's very adaptive for the brain to be able to create models, do what-if analysis for things we learned in life. So when you have a weird dream, it might be you, being a more creative individual, has a more elaborate what-if answer to life experiences.